John, it is week 7. And last week, I went ahead and shot 100% for the second time this year. How do you feel about it?
So you went that for week 4, I think you said was like your golden week, and then you backed it up with week 6 as well. That's 100%. Insane. Insane, man.
Across the board.
Are you ready to do it again? I've got to go back and clip that Mark Andrews pick. That was insane. And dare I say we might speak about him today.
You're gonna talk about it again today. And you might also notice something around my neck today.
Hell yeah, buddy. Celebrate.
It's making a return. And I wear this when I get excited about the Cincinnati Bengals, John. And I am straight up excited about the Cincinnati Bengals. I'm such a homer. Now,
I mentioned to you that Joe Burrow's never won in Cleveland.
Oh, stop. I don't care. That's a stat that you could throw out the window. My gut tells me that this is the turning point for the Bengals. The Bengals are going to go ahead and they're going to win, I think, 80% of the remainder of their games. They're going to take first in the division, and they're making a run.
Over-under is 41.5 for this game. Bengals are favored -1 on the road. No, sorry, they're favored -5.5. It opened -1.
-1 against the Deshaun Watson-led team where the guy... Have you watched the Cleveland Browns play? Have you turned that on, John?
Did you hear? So apparently they're already looking to the draft. Apparently a couple of quarterbacks are getting mocked to them at the moment is what I hear.
Who is the number one for that?
I heard Shedeur Sanders could be the way they're looking.
Could you imagine?
Yeah.
Now think about every other star quarterback out of college that has gone to Cleveland. Just
star quarterbacks.
Yeah. Name a couple for me, John.
Who have we got? You got Johnny Manziel, star quarterback. Yeah. Isn't Cody Kessler one of them?
Yeah. I mean, I guess college star quarterback. Yeah.
Was he? Yeah, college star quarterback. Who else did they go with? Oh, Baker Mayfield. Sorry.
I think it's tough to even answer the question because there's been like 25, and
so many.
At this point, you could just start naming off quarterbacks.
Yeah.
And they, busts, and they came from Cleveland. How do you feel like Shedeur would do?
Yeah, because it's like, is Shedeur an NFL-style quarterback? I think he's a great college quarterback.
Do you feel like Deshaun Watson is playing like an NFL star quarterback right now?
Oh, not at all. Not at all. And you know me, I was betting on him heavy at the start of the season, and I was waiting for the penny to drop. I was waiting for it to just all come together, and it never came. And now they've traded away Amari Cooper this week to the Bills. And it seems like they're waving the white flag already on the season. They are 1-5.
That signified the rebuild. The rebuild. Now,
is Nick Chubb going to play this week?
Yes, he is. He's returning.
He has a line. Would you touch it? I don't think I would go near it.
His line's 40.
40 rushing yards.
I mean, that for Nick Chubb, I would touch it. But am I doing it? No. Because look what I'm wearing, John.
I want to see it first. All right. Well, hey, should we get into the games?
Let's just start here. But I want to piggyback off what you said about Shedeur. I would actually feel less confident about Cincinnati winning this game if Shedeur was playing.
Right.
That's how I feel.
Yeah.
Like, I'm so confident in the Bengals. That -5.5 seems... I mean, I know it's a divisional game. I know what it is. I know it always comes with, great defense, in this division. But, man, the Bengals are friggin' rolling. And there is a running back that took the job of another running back on this team. How do you feel about the play of Chase Brown, John?
So you feel that he's taken the job?
Well, go look at the stats. Tell me the rushing lines from the Bengals.
Oh, yeah, you're right. Sorry. So Chase Brown, he's getting a rushing line of 50.5. Zach Moss has got 31.5 there. So that pretty much tells you all you need to know.
And go to rushing attempts. Let's see it.
I was just taking a look at the receiving aspect of it as well. Chucky's getting 14.5 and Moss is getting 10.5. The attempts, 11.5 for Chase Brown, Zach Moss, 7.5.
Right. So Chase Brown, prior to this, has been getting 7.5, 8.5. This last week was the week that Chase Brown took control of this team and a starting job. Now, you mentioned the receiving yards being 15. He has been a fantastic outlet for Joe Burrow. A fantastic outlet. Not that I think Joe's going to need a lot of outlet, but I do think they're going to steamroll in this game and the ball's going to be in the air. So this is a toss-up for me where I said to you before we came on the show that I would focus on Joe Burrow here. I like Joe for as many receiving yards as you want to give him. I'd take the alt line to the moon. But when I went and saw Chase Brown at 15, that was the one that was just glowing at me. It was beating when I scrolled. And I don't know if you could validate me after I say this and I lock this in this early, but Chase Brown over 15.5 receiving yards. I swear this is going to hit.
Okay. This is a little bit obscure. I can validate you, but in a really roundabout way.
That's fine.
Chase Brown has not had 15.5 receiving yards once this season. Closest he's gotten is 12.
Let's talk about attempts.
However, Zach Moss has had plenty of receiving yards. He had 39 receiving yards against Washington week 3. He had 27 against the Panthers week 4. He had 28 against the Ravens week 5, 17 New England week 1. The reason I validate this is because that's when Zach Moss was the guy. He was the one who they were feeding everything to. And Chucky Brown's not been bad in that area. He's had 3 receptions week 1 against New England. It was 2, 2, 3, 2 for the rest of the season. So what I'm trying to say is I'm with you. I think Chucky Brown's the guy now. And I think all of the overs that Zach Moss got are now going to go to Brown. And even though he hasn't done it yet this season, I completely 100% agree. The reason the line is 15.5 and he hasn't done it is because everyone knows that's going to be his role tomorrow.
That was a unconvincing stand beside me through the walls on this march, John. But you know what? You did it anyway.
I back it. I'm tailing this. I agree. I 100% agree with you. Yeah, this is one that I'm tailing. We don't often, actually, it's interesting. We don't often tail each other's picks unless we see one that we're like, oh, I believe you. I'm with you on this one. I'm with you on this. I believe it.
I personally feel like we should put together one giant 6-leg parlay of all of our picks, and it'll hit once every year. I mean, I've already gone 100%.
I do.
I've done my legwork twice already this season. I've done my legwork.
Yeah,
So anyway,
I do.
I think that pick is tasty.
I'm into it, man.
Good. Thank you. That's all I needed. I just wanted a little bit of validation. That's it. Just a little bit,
Would it not be easier to go Chase Brown over 2.5 receptions?
I don't think so, because he was actually coming out on third down quite a bit. He was changing pace. So when he moves into that position where he's getting the majority of the rush attempts, those receptions are only coming from play action.
Yeah.
They are, or a screen, design screen. And he'll be good. He'll be good for one. So was Zach Moss. He was good for 1 or 2 designed screens. And watching the Bengals, I'm religious about the Bengals. This is why I'm so confident.
Yeah.
I'm religious. That playbook calls for 2 to 3 running back screens a game. Yeah. And it's been consistent all season long.
Yeah.
And Zach Moss was getting 2 of them, and Chase Brown was getting 1 of them.
Yeah.
And now, flippy.
The script is flipped.
The script has flipped. And the average running back reception yardage sits somewhere around 7 to 8 yards. So Chase Brown is way more explosive than the majority of running backs in this league. And I firmly believe he misses one tackle. And he's got 40 receiving yards this game. But just give me the 15.5. I just feel safe. I feel so safe. But if you wanted to alt-line that and do it with like a 25-25-25 parlay pick, down the line, DraftKings does a great job of, allowing you to move the line up that high. Man, 25? I might even take a shot at that. But 15.5? Oh, my goodness. Chase Brown, 15.5 receiving yards. Come on.
Look, man, I'm really into that, and I think you're right about the Bengals, and they're going to have a big game here. All right. I want to move from one team who's waved the white flag in the Cleveland Browns by trading away their star receiver to another team who did exactly the same thing and waved the white flag by trading away their star receiver. So I'm going to take a look at this Vegas Raiders and LA Rams game. This one's going to be at home in LA. I think that this is probably two of the worst defenses that we're going to be looking at on the slate this week. Rams are 30th in defensive DVOA. Raiders are 25th in defensive DVOA. So that looks like it could be a bit of a shootout there. The over-under is only 43.5, though. I would say that's probably because Aiden O'Connell is going to be playing, would you say? Are you getting hot? Are you getting
warm? Fired up.
Is it cold in Toronto?
Not. Well, yeah, outside. Not where I am. Shouldn't even wear sunglasses. To be honest with you, but life's just so bright. 2 weeks in a row, 100%. Well, 2 weeks in the past 3. I missed one. I missed one in week 5. Come on, get out of here. It's been good. Anyway.
Rams favored -7 in this game, so really good spot for them. Raiders traded away Devontae Adams. Actually, sneaky like Trey Tucker a little bit in this game. Also, really like Brock Bowers, but the one I'm looking at is Cooper Kupp is going to be back from injury. He has a line of 58.5 receiving yards, and when he's been playing, he's been getting that this season. He did a bunch last season as well. We know there's no Puka Nacua still, so this is the Cooper Kupp show. While he's been away, all of the Rams receivers have all got their prop lines. That's Tutu Atwell, Jordan Whittington, Demarcus Robinson has been okay as well, but like Tutu Atwell's actually stepped up really well in his place. So Matthew Stafford is still Matthew Stafford, and this Raiders defense is still this Raiders defense. They suck. The corners cannot stop anybody pretty much all season long. And they've waved the white flag now. They've traded away their star player. We can see, I don't know how much time left Antonio Pierce has got. Max Crosby's pissed off. So that's good because I think it's going to be, I think he's giving up because if they can't get pressure to the quarterback, which they haven't actually been that good at this season, then, Matthew Stafford is the kind of quarterback who is going to eat them up and dominate. And I think that this is the lowest. I think this is the lowest we're going to see this line for Cooper Kupp for the rest of the season, barring any injury results as well. So 58.5. I mean, for a star receiver, I
agree with that.
This is where I'm at. Yeah,
a tasty spot for the Rams.
Yeah, I mean they're 1-4, so they're having a tough season. But they've been without a lot of their star players, and this is a get right game for them. I also sneaky. I talked about it a little bit, but Brock Bowers. I mean, without Devontae Adams there now, it's going to be Jacoby Myers and Trey Tucker as well. Actually, Jacoby Myers, he doesn't have a line, so is he not playing?
I don't know, but DJ Turner looked good last week too.
Turner looked good. I tried to pick him up on waivers in our dynasty. Brock Bowers, 61.5 receiving yards is what he's getting at the moment.
For a tight end, John. It's a Travis Kelce line.
He is the fantasy tight end 1 on the season, is he not?
Yeah, he is.
He's gone over that. He's only not made that twice. It was week 2, week 3.
I'm still out on it.
I'm into it, man. Last week, 10 targets, 9 catches, 71 receiving yards. The week before that against Denver, who's like one of the fucking best defenses right now in the league. That was against Pittsburgh as well last week, who's also one of the best defenses in the league. Against Denver, 12 targets, 8 catches, 97 yards, and a touchdown. Come on, man. This is great. And now he goes up against one of the
It's
easiest tight
juicy.
end teams.
Damn it, John. It is juicy. I'm not taking
Mm.
it though.
Not taking it?
I believe in you. I believe in you. If you make that part of the parlay that we're taking this weekend, I'm taking it.
Yeah.
But please don't because I'm nervous.
I'll see if I want to include that in, but that's kind of where I'm at for that one. So yeah, I think. Do you have any more picks that you wanted to cover?
Yes, that's only one pick each.
Yeah, okay. I thought you were only looking at one game though.
No, I said that, and then I said I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to lead off with the
Yeah.
Bengals.
Okay, nice,
You're
nice,
going to have a
nice,
lot of
nice, nice.
cutting here, by the way.
Always do, man.
All right, can we go over to Indianapolis where it is a giant question mark over that entire organization?
Hell yeah. Who's
So the
playing
Dolphins
quarterback?
yeah, it's Richardson.
Yeah, okay. It's not good.
I mean, it could be. We don't even know. We still don't even know. Joe Flacco's been elite though.
Hmm.
But there is a pick in this game that I really, really, really like. Devon Achan's coming back, and he's got a longest rush of 13 and a half.
Oh yeah.
I'll tell you that when he is the primary runner, I don't even know if there's been a game where he hasn't hit that, John. I don't know if you could tell me when he's been the primary runner. So, like the end of last season and then the very start of this season. So, the first 2 weeks of this season, he was the primary. But regardless, he's got to be one of the most explosive players that I've seen with the eye test. And if they're bringing him back, that is a team that I firmly believe that he will rush a monster rush against. Like, I don't know why I just see it. I see it in my head of like 30 plus, but he's got a line of 13 and a half. And yeah, on first or second down, I can't see it not hitting. So I'm going
Yeah.
there.
Matchup
Von
against the
H.
Colts is a juicy one.
Is.
Look, they've been so against the run. There's been some running backs. Joe Mixon has been able to get his longest rush on them, which was 13 and a half, as did Josh Jacobs. So I don't know. It's a tough one. HN, he has mainly been used in the receiving game. If you actually look at his longest receptions lines, last week he had a longest catch of 39 receiving yards against the Jags.
I will tell you that the matchup.
Sorry, I mean, that was week one. That was week one. Sorry.
Yeah, so the quarterback change is what matters.
It's impacted him a lot. It's impacted him a lot.
100%. It's impacted everybody a lot. And
yeah,
tough because anytime you expect a running back to get a certain amount of catches, you usually see a lot of that satellite play from a pocket present quarterback or a quarterback that bootlegs and gets rid of the ball quick.
Yeah.
Someone who hangs on to the ball after a bootleg, someone that turns, makes an immediate decision to rush. That running back is not a focal point. I honestly don't like Achan as a receiver in this game.
Really?
With Huntley playing quarterback.
Sure. Yeah.
I like the first and second downs where Miami, for the first 2 quarters of this game, will keep this ball tight to the ground as best as they can. And he's going to hit that over 13 and a half within the first 2 quarters of this game. Mark it, book it. Devon Achan, over 13 and a half, longest rush.
Let's clip that. I tell you what, he has a all-purpose line of 73 and a half. So actually kind of, if you think that he's going over that, it's actually probably easier to bet that longest rushing line as well, because he's going to need at least one explosive play. And we just discussed it's not going to come through the air.
It's not.
So
it's not.
Yeah, I'm into that. I'm going to stay off it. But, other thing is Dolphins are coming off a bye. So it's given them even more time to get healthy, get in a good place. I can't see any Raheem Mostert line. So he must be still on IR or something like that. Oh, no, there he is. Raheem Mostert has a line of all-purpose scrimmage yards of 41 and a half. That actually sounds kind of juicy a little bit as well. He has rushing line of 33 and a half. So Yeah, tricky. HN, rushing line of 48.5. It's not the 72 that it was earlier in the season. Yeah, that's a tricky one. I just don't want to, without Tua, I don't want any of the Dolphins really at the moment.
Hey, it's fair. I'm telling you, he's gonna squeeze in between a tackle and he's gone for 13 and a half. Easy. Gone. Gone.
Yeah. He's an elite player. They're in Indianapolis. I'm just not sure the Indy's like a team that you can take advantage of on the ground. I think like they haven't been too bad against the rush this season.
You got to look at the backs that have played against him, right? Like
Yeah.
Achan is a different profile. He's a different profile back. I love this matchup. Like
Yeah.
I love it. I absolutely love it. I don't think he's going to eclipse like, you know, 90, 100 rushing yards, but I absolutely love one long explosive play out of him in this game.
Yeah.
It all lines up for me.
Yeah.
So I'm taking it.
Yeah. Look, Indy 19th in defensive DVOA. Dolphins are 24th. So yeah, can't go wrong with that. It's that neither team is elite in any particular facet at the moment. So yeah, anything could happen in this game.
And that's going to be one of them, I tell you.
Yeah.
Anyway, give me your next one, John.
All right. Let's jump to, we don't normally do this, but I want to jump to this Monday night football game. There is two. I thought it was a Sunday game, but it turns out it's a Monday night football game. But I think it's going to be spectacular. Nonetheless, Ravens are traveling to Tampa Bay. You've, for whatever reason, listened to every single episode this season. You know, these are the two teams I've been attacking every single week. I have always had a line for both of these teams, whether it's been Derrick Henry, Lamar Jackson, or Rashad Bateman, dare I say, or Justice Hill, or on the other side, Chris Godwin. Every single week, I've been on him. We're not doing it anymore. We talked about this, Sully. Everyone's on Chris Godwin now.
But
Bucky Irving as well.
No.
But what?
You just said everybody from the Baltimore Ravens.
What about him?
Who are you in love with this week, John?
Oh yeah, let's get to that. Okay, yeah, sorry. I will stop. I'll stop teasing. Mark Andrews. What happened last week, Sully, with Mark Andrews? Please run me through our episode and then in the lead up to the next part.
You should probably clip it. It's easier. But
I should clip it. I got to clip it.
Mark Andrews.
He had a line of 24.5, was it?
It was insulting to Mark Andrews.
We said this last week so much.
It was insulting and yeah, no, it was taking candy from a baby, John. That was
which
the
we
easiest
did.
Play. Yeah, that was the easiest play last.
He finished with 3 catches for 66 receiving yards. We smashed it out of the park. He had 4 catches for 55 the week before that. He had 2 targets in the previous 2 games. So there's 2 games where he was just a complete non-factor. But week 2 against Vegas, he was 4 catches for 51.
Don't even look. Just shut your eyes at everything that's happened before last week and just look forward.
Sully, they've given him a receiving prop line for this Monday night game of 27.5. It hasn't changed. It hasn't changed.
It went up 3 yards.
Sure. Okay. It went up 3 yards, but it's not been around that sort of like 50 to 60 range that we know Mark Andrews has had pretty much his entire career. And then also what we can expect from this. I expect that he's still going to be a solid receiver 1 option for them. Zay Flowers has been a little bit of a non-factor. He's had some burst games, but he's a burst player.
He had a bananas game last week.
He's boom or bust. Bucks,
so, what are you doing? What are you doing about Mark Andrews?
Bucks are just really not that. They're okay against tight end, but when they play tight ends who are not like the receiver 1 on their team, it hasn't really showed. So Laporta wasn't too good against them, but he's only just started to get going. Denver doesn't have a key tight end. We saw against the Eagles, Dallas Goedert had a massive game. He also had that a massive explosive play at the end of the game. Zach Ertz dominated them. Even Kyle Pitts against Atlanta dominated the box. So I'm into this
with
Atlanta. I'm into this pick. Mark Andrews, give me over 27.5 receiving yards. Too easy. Come on, man.
It's too easy, John. Take it.
I saw that there and I was like, come on, guys, we've got to be better than this.
It's juicy, and they'll catch on after this. It'll go up to
Yeah,
35 to 40 after
it'll go
this,
back.
but take it, steal it, run with it.
Yeah.
I'm with you. I'm with you.
Maybe we can clip back-to-back weeks as well. I think this is going to be such a good game between the two teams. Over under is 49 and a half. 49 and a half. Ravens are favored -3 on the road. Interesting. Ravens are interesting, right? Like if you take away that pathetic loss to the Raiders in week 2, they've actually been like a highly, highly dominant competitive team.
They're scary.
They are scary. You still think the Bengals are going to take the division, though?
I do. Yeah, I actually do. Yeah.
Yeah, they're back.
Depends on the defense. They're back. I mean, it's tough. It'll be tight. It'll be very, very, very tight. If they don't, the Ravens take it, and then we got probably a matchup in the playoffs, which will be insane.
Yeah.
Anyway, I want to go over to New York, where
a
player that I took last week, Tyrone Tracy, went ham. Went bananas. What was the stat line last week, John?
Last week, man, 17 rushing attempts for 50 yards and a touchdown. He had 6 targets, 6 catches, and 57 yards receiving. He was dominant. And he looked great. He looked the part as well.
Oh, my goodness. He looked incredible. And eye test passed it.
Yep.
Devin Singletary's coming back this week. You excited? Yeah. You're excited for Devin Singletary to come back.
hard to be excited about Devin Singletary.
Right. So, do you think New York's been excited about the play of Devin Singletary?
No, I don't think so. I think they're too distracted by the other player who's coming back, Malik Neighbors, as well. Keep that in mind.
Sure. Do you think that New York's excited about the play of Tyrone Tracy?
Hell yeah, man. I think that they just need something new and fresh, and they just need a change of scenery. And they're getting that with Tyrone Tracy, I think.
Do you think that the coaching staff would be scrutinized in the largest media box of North America if they just fed Devin Singletary after watching what they just saw in Tyrone Tracy? And could you imagine if the Giants lost the game when they did that? Could you imagine? Like the news articles would be insane.
The other thing you got to consider, Sully, is what is the main headline of this game? It's Saquon Barkley is coming back to New York for the first time.
That's it.
So do you think that they're going to run the rock with Devin Singletary and be like, hey, look, I know we got rid of Saquon Barkley, but we've got Devin Singletary? No, they're not. They're not going to do that.
John, I'm telling you right now, Tracy has another big game.
Yeah.
I would take all of the stats over, but there's one in particular that I'm going to ride. They gave him a stat line of 9.5 receiving yards. 9.5, John.
They did after he just had a 57 receiving yard game in prime time.
Tracy, over 9.5 receiving yards. My goodness, book it.
I love it. I'm tailing this one as well. If I jump on to Sleeper or even Our Lads, they've already made the change on their website. And I know they're just sort of like, whatever websites, but the Our Lads is pretty keyed into various rosters, and they do a really good job of this. So their lead running back on their website is Tyrone Tracy 1, Devin Singletary 2. So tells you all you need to know.
It'll be that way all season, John.
He's taking the job.
Book it.
Not to mention the production, and against the Eagles, so 18 carries against Seattle for 129 yards. Now, Seattle in that game, we were without our 4 starting defensive linemen. But still, impressive for a rookie. And then 17 carries for 50 against Cincy. But that's 6 catches for 57 yards. I mean, come on, man, that's easy.
It's easy.
It's going to be interesting, man. What do you think about Saquon coming back to New York for the first time?
He'll have a game. And you trust me, if there's any game to bet him getting into the end zone, it's probably this one.
Hell yeah.
Unless you're exactly like me and hate riding with the public.
Yep.
Which I'm not taking it because This will be the exact time that he gets stuffed 3 runs in a row at the 1 yard line, and everybody's waiting for him to score a touchdown because all the parlays have Barkley to score a touchdown. He'll run for 170 yards and get stuffed 3 times at the 1 yard line.
Yeah.
It's
You know what's
I've seen the story, John.
I'm looking at his lines. He has a scrimmage total of 99.5. You know why they don't put it up to 100? Because they are advertising, they're discounting that 1 yard so that people take the over because it looks juicier than if it's a 3-figure number. So
that's scary. That scares me. It scares me.
It scares you. I'm bullish, man. I think that this is going to be the biggest Saquon Barkley game ever because I just think that I'm buying the narrative. I want to buy it. I want to buy the narrative that Saquon's going to go back to New York. He's going to have 22 rushing attempts for like 197 rushing yards, and he's going to have like 3 catches for like 30 yards.
Are you taking it? Is that like, have you just decided that you're taking it? You have to now. You got to put your out this.
Yeah, I mean, follow us on Reddit. And you'll see my final picks tomorrow morning before the games, but I'm looking at it, I'm eyeing it off. Let me make a note of it, Saquon.
You make a note of it. However, Tyrone Tracy,
man, that's a great pick. That and Chase Brown, hell yeah. Let's go,
yeah,
Tyrone.
The lines are so low for the output. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They're so
low. Yeah.
Just a massive anomaly in the line.
All right, I've got one more pick.
Okay.
Let's jump to it. It's this Tennessee Titans game. They're going to Buffalo to play the Bills. The 4-2 Bills, the 1-4 Tennessee Titans. Will Levis benched. It's not injury related, is it?
No, it is. Shoulder. Yeah.
Oh, that shoulder injury. You're right. Okay. So Mason Rudolph is coming in. Not going to touch that at all. We talked about them slightly earlier in the episode today, but Amari Cooper has changed teams from Cleveland Browns to Buffalo. And what I was studying was these receiving lines. So they don't really know what to give anyone per se. So Kincaid has got a receiving line of 38.5. Cooper's got a receiving line of 35.5, which is not much. And Khalil Shakir has got a receiving line of 34.5. What does that tell you, Sully, about that?
It just tells me that they have no idea where this ball is going.
Perfect. But they have no idea.
So how many yards a game has Josh Allen averaged?
I mean, he's not been good.
Well, still, but let's just take this into consideration, right?
Yeah.
And this, even though this is going to prove my point.
He'd be averaging like 200 yards a game, I'd say.
So he's averaging 200. You've got 3 receivers there out of probably 6 that touch the ball in a game. If you go look through the box score, maybe 6 receivers.
Yeah, because then you can't forget Keon Coleman, can't forget Curtis Samuel, can't forget Dawson Knox has been catching a couple of balls.
James Cook.
Oh, James Cook, I don't think is. Oh no, he's back. And can't forget the GOAT of all of them. The one I think he's leading the team in receiving touchdowns. Mac Hollins.
But he doesn't have a ton of yardage.
Fucking hell.
So, no. So you're about to make a pick here, and I'm just validating. Validating you. That I'm telling you that even though all of those receivers are at their 30s, I think all of them are going to hit.
Yeah.
Every single one of them. Anyway, go on.
Josh Allen, his line for passing yards, 212.5. That might be the lowest it's ever been in his entire career. And I understand Titans defense has been very good. L'Jarius Sneed has been an amazing acquisition for them. Jamal Adams requested a release, so he's out of the team now as well. But they're playing well. But having said that, now they have to go on the road to Buffalo. Having a quick look at the weather. What's the weather like there at the moment? It's going to be a little bit windy. It's not going to be cold, 64 degrees Fahrenheit. So that's 16 degrees Celsius?
It sounds about right.
Something like that. Yeah. So it's going to be a really nice day. Football, Bills are favored -9. The over-under is 41. It opened 47.5. I think that's it opened at the start of the season at that. So This has got to be the lowest prop line Josh Allen has ever had passing the ball, and they've got Amari Cooper now. I think they're going to want to show him off in front of this home crowd. Looks like it's
At
going to
least
be a
for two
really, really
catches.
nice
At
day
least
for
for
football. Yep. Still think that Kincaid is a good asset. I still think that Keon Coleman's going to get a little bit as well. It's interesting that they obviously have decided that Keon Coleman needs a little bit more time, is what I get from that. And then James Cook receiving the ball as well. I just think there's so much to go around here.
I think there is too, and I don't see a world in which the Bills don't average. So the amount of times that they get the ball in a game,
Mm,
I believe that they will have an uptick of 3 to 5 possessions in this game.
yeah.
Now you consider the amount of plays on average that the Buffalo Bills get per possession. They don't go 3-and-out often. So now you have to take that into consideration. And if the high side is another 5 possessions, then that is probably a minimum of another 15 plays. And you have receivers on this team that have the ability for going off for 100 at any given game, and they're at 30.
Yeah.
Come
One,
on.
one of
Come
them
on.
is going to go over. Dare I say, I support what you're saying. All of them are
All of
probably
them.
going to go over.
That's a same game parlay
Yeah.
waiting to happen. Josh
Yeah.
Allen over 212.
Yeah.
Amari Cooper over 35.
35. Yeah.
Dalton Kincaid over 38. And
Yeah.
Khalil Shakir over whatever the hell that was.
Yeah. Khalil Shakir was 34. Keon Coleman was like 20, 25.
And when the Bills go up by 3 scores, give me Ray Davis over whatever the hell his receiving yardage is.
Yeah.
I'm just saying that is a ripe spot, John.
Yeah.
I mean, you clip this. You clip it. I want to hear your clip of this pick.
I'll give it to you, man. Like, have a look at these lines. Josh Allen pass attempts the last 4 weeks 30, 29, 30, 25. Listen to these completions 23, good. 16, not great. 9
Not
completions. Against Houston, 30 attempts, 9 completions. He threw the ball 30 times and only had 9 completions. And then last week, 19 completions. Also not great. So you can see why they brought in Amari Cooper. You can see why.
Yeah, you need a possession receiver.
Hasn't worked.
You really need a possession receiver. I think a third down receiver.
All right, let's go. Josh Allen over 213 and a half passing yards against the Titans at home in Buffalo. Book it.
Great pick, John. Dare I say,
I love all those picks, man.
yeah, make a damn same game parlay and do exactly what I just said. Take Allen. Take Amari.
Yeah.
Take Dalton Kincaid. Fuck it. Take all of them. Take whatever shows up for Buffalo. Just take the over because there's nobody that is over 40. Just take them all. See what happens. Put $5 on it. Take them all. I'm telling you, that $5 is going to be worth $500 if you do it. Anyway,
all right. Let's go. Do you have any last picks that you want to make? Or are you happy with those?
You know what? We were talking about this beforehand. I like the picks that I have. I'm not going to include this on the parlay, but I got to tell you, Russell Wilson's throwing a goddamn interception this game. He's putting it duck up. He's putting it duck up. Yeah. And this is just more one of my best friends. He's a humongous Steelers fan, and I just can't wait. I just had to do this so that I had to put it. Jonesy. Yeah. I had to put it here on the record to the public so that I can then clip this and send it to him and just laugh at him when the duck goes in the air and it goes back for a pick six. I'm not calling the pick six, but I'm calling the Russell Wilson over 0.5 interceptions. Just book it.
Yeah. Oh, the Source Garden of pick six will be beautiful. It'll be probably his first one of the season, I imagine.
It's just incredible. It's happening. Yeah. You know what's happening. That's a rusty Russell Wilson going in against a hungry Jets team. Hungry. They're going to dominate the Steelers. Dominate them. Anyway.
All right, man,
John,
let's recap these picks. I'm going to go with Cooper Kupp over 58.5 receiving yards. In the same game, I might sneak in Brock Bowers over 60.5 receiving yards. I do like that as well. I'm going to go Mark Andrews on the Monday Night Football game over 27.5 receiving yards. I think that's easy. And I'm going to go Josh Allen over 212 passing yards as well. I follow us on Reddit at Prop Nation BS because I'm gonna do some research on this Saquon Barkley scrimmage yards pick. I'll see if I add that in. Follow us to find out.
I lose you there, John?
Yeah, I just lost my camera. Where did it go?
Gone.
What the hell? Okay, well, we're nearly done.
Do I just call mine and then hit the drums at the end and then we don't
yeah. Let's just finish the show.
All right, John, my picks. Cincinnati, obviously, look at me, frig. I'm going to take Chase Brown 15.5 receiving yards. Let's go. I'm going to go ahead and head over to the Miami game, and we're going to take Devon Achane over 13.5 longest rush. And then the most insulting stat line of the entire week goes to Tyrone Tracy over 9.5 receiving yards. It's insulting, John. It's Mark Andrews' pick insulting after what he did last week in the state that New York is in. Come on. I'm going to repeat that. Tyrone Tracy over 9.5 receiving yards. It's insulting. And then, for the record, for Brandon Jones, Russell Wilson's thrown an interception. Over 0.5 interceptions. Anyway, let's just march this off. Johnny boy, cue the drums.
Don't let the game play you. Stay in control. Gamble responsibly. In Australia, phone 1-800-858-858 for free and confidential support. In Canada, learn about safer play at Know the Risks from the Responsible Gambling Council at knowtherisks.ca. In America, must be 21 or older and present in Arizona. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-NEXT-STEP or text NEXT STEP to 53342. Colorado, gambling problem? Call 1-800-522-4700. Connecticut, if you or someone you know has a gambling problem and wants help, call 888-789-7777 or visit ccpg.org/chat. In Illinois, Maryland, New Jersey, Ohio, Pennsylvania, Virginia, and West Virginia, call 1-800-GAMBLER. In Indiana, gambling problem? Call 1-800-9-WITH-IT. Kansas, gambling problem? Getting help is your best bet. Call 1-800-522-4700 or visit ksgamblinghelp.com. Louisiana, if you or someone you know has a gambling problem and wants help, call 1-877-770-STOP. In Massachusetts, call 800-327-5050 for 24/7 support. Play it smart from the start or call 1-800-GAM-1234. In Michigan, gambling problem? Call 1-800-270-7117 for confidential help. In New York, for help with a gambling problem, call 1-877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY. Tennessee gambling problem? Call Tennessee Redline 1-800-889-9789. Wyoming gambling problem? Call 1-800-522-4700. Prop Nation betting show is for entertainment purposes only and should in no way be considered financial advice.